I've spent the last 10 years digging into everything I could find, reading, listening, researching obsessively. I wanted to understand why, no matter how hard I've tried, I couldn't still feel truly happy. And what I eventually discovered flipped completely my perspective. In this video, I want to give you the same shift in awareness I went through, not in 10 years, but in 10 minutes. If you stay till the end, there is a real chance that the way you see your life and life itself will never be the same again. So as far as I remember, I've always tried to find the strategy, the techniques, the knowledge to be happy and to make people happy around me. And I remember when I was a teenager, that's when I started to read all those books about self-improvement, psychology, philosophy. And I started to be very obsessed about those questions to understand why and how to be happy. And then I started to listening to so many videos. And for me, the first stage of that journey was about my body. I was obsessed about wanting to have a nice, fit, and slim body. So I started to listen to all those weight loss gurus who were selling me their diets and their programs and stuff like this. And you know what? I did put so much time and energy on it, and it did work. Like I did obtain the body I wanted, but it still felt wrong and I still felt empty. I had this constant feeling of unsatisfaction, and not only with my body, but with pretty much everything. I was trying to fight with my circumstances. I wanted to be the best version of myself. So I've tried to move absolutely everything around me. But whatever it was working on the short term, it was always bringing me to the same place, feeling lost, feeling empty and unsatisfied. And when I discovered later on that dieting was a violence against my body, that the more I was trying to restrict myself, the more I was developing eating disorder and binge eating. And the more I was trying to lose weight, the more on the long term round, I was actually gaining weight. And those paradoxes make me think something like, there is an intuition inside me. I can't put my finger on it, but I can feel that I'm not doing the right thing. It doesn't feel right, but I couldn't really find the answer. The answer started now about 8 years ago when I founded my French YouTube channel where I started talking about eating disorder and started to help people. And all those people started to come to me and to tell me about their story, their suffering, their fears. And you know what I saw, and it did click, is that all those people had very different, various circumstances. Some of them were young, others were old, some of them were lean, others were fat, some of them were rich, others were poor. Everyone had very various and different circumstances, but what I could see is that the suffering, the struggle they were going through were so similar, always the same type of suffering. And then I understood happiness is not something that you do obtain by changing your circumstances. Happiness, joy, peacefulness, it's not something as a reward because you did sacrifice enough. I find actually it is the opposite. Happiness is about your posture about life. What does that mean? What is that? It changes everything when you understand that happiness is not something to obtain. Happiness and joy are there. I truly believe that the deep nature of human being is to be happy and joyful as nature is, as animal are. They are happy without any reason, without any goal, without the mental freaking out. They're just happy because happiness is our deep nature. So why is it so hard for us to feel it? And we have this belief that we have to fight every day we wake up, and we think, how do I gonna win today? How do I gonna fight today? And I think that is the root of our suffering, because what we are pretty much doing is we are forgetting some universal law, and that cut us from the reality. We live in an illusion. The first universal law we have to understand is the law of polarity. Means that nothing works by itself. Everything works by its opposite. That is not really its opposite, but the exact same thing. Means if you want to go up, you need to have a down. If you want to go right, it's because there is a left. If there is light, it's because there is shadow. Beauty, ugly. You know, everything works as polarities. But here's the mistake human does. They take this reality that is polar, cold and hot, and they will define our brain, our ego will come and cut reality and define one polarity as good, as right, and the second one as wrong and bad. And it seems okay, but it is extremely dangerous and harmful. Why is that? Because you're cutting yourself from 50% of the equation. And when you cut yourself from 50% of reality, because you judge it, because your brain does project and decide to put a label, say that is wrong, that is bad, that is not good. So you are rejecting half of it. But because you reject half of it, then you rejected all. Because you can't decide that shadow is not good, doesn't exist anymore. I want only light. They need both each other. They are the same thing. So when you say to yourself, oh, I want to be rich, I want to be beautiful, I want to be positive, I want to be energetic, what the fuck is that? What is it? It's a violence. It's self-rejecting. It's rejecting life itself. Of course, you can say, being rich, being fit, being attractive, being popular, it's more comfortable and agreeable. But that doesn't mean then when you're experimenting the other part of the equation, the other polarity, that there is something wrong or there is something bad. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is bad. Everything is simply is. And as far as you don't get that inside your body, that everything is, and you don't have this posture of welcoming everything, whatever is. Some things are nicer, like they feel better, others are more uncomfortable. But it's not because it's uncomfortable or painful that is wrong, and it shouldn't exist. It should exist. It is a part of your human experience, and we are experimenting being. We are here to experiment the polarities of things. And the other big law that we do forget is the law of impermanency. Hopefully it does exist in English. This law said that the only constant that exists in the universe is change and movement. Look, the cycle, day, night. Look at the cycle, monthly, the moon cycle, the solar system cycle, the galaxy cycle, and the universe cycle, and the season cycle. Everything works as a cycle. But you, as human, we're so arrogant that we think that we could cut those seasons and cycles and that we can stay only on the ups. Oh, I'm feeling good. I did obtain what I wanted. Circumstances are good. Now I want to freeze reality. Now I want to keep it. Now I don't want anything to move anymore. It doesn't work this way. Being welcoming of polarity work with welcome those cycle and dance with cycle, embrace cycle, stop judging reality, embrace it, and then joy and happiness will really reveal themselves naturally. If what I'm saying here makes sense to you, please let me know on the comment section. But as well, I'm not used to do so short format. I've made another video about the illusion of the fear of what people might think. And I think that you really might need to listen to that video that you can see just right now. I'm very excited to meet you on this next episode. See you soon. Au revoir.